Welcome to another video. So, you know how much I like free things, right? Recently, I covered Llama Coder, which is free and lets you create full-stack applications with Llama 3.1 405B, which is pretty cool, to say the least. It's very much like Claude Artifacts, but free. But today, I have something that's literally Claude Artifacts, but free without any limits, and that's E2B AI Artifacts. E2B AI Artifacts is an open-source artifacts clone project by E2B. If you don't know, let me tell you that E2B is like a sandbox environment API to run code for AI. Anyway, this project gives you an interface like Claude Artifacts, which you can host locally and configure with your Anthropic API key, which is cool. But the best part about it is that it has a hosted demo that is free, and you can use it without any login or anything. So, let's try out the hosted demo first. Then I'll tell you how to set it up locally if you want. Anyway, you can just go to this GitHub page and click on this link here, which will lead you to this page. Now, this looks very much like Claude Artifacts, but you can see at the bottom, you have three options. These basically change the system prompt of the interface. For example, NextJS developer will generate code in NextJS, whereas Streamlit will generate Streamlit code and stuff like that. Now, let's generate a snake game here. Let's write the prompt and send it now. Okay, it's getting generated. You can see it being generated here as well. We'll need to wait a bit since it will take some time. So, let's wait. Okay, it's done. Here, you can see the code as well as the preview. The preview looks pretty cool and works fine as well. The code looks cool too. One thing that's also cool here is the deploy to Vercel option. So basically, just from here, you can deploy the whole thing to Vercel, which is kind of wild. Anyway, the game is also working fine. Now, let's try to generate something else. Let's ask it to make a to-do app as well. Let's write the prompt here. Okay, now let's send it. So, it's getting generated now. It will again take some time since Claude takes some time to complete the request. Anyway, let's wait. Okay, it's done. Let's look at it. So, this looks pretty good and works pretty well too. You can also view the code here, which is also pretty cool. One thing we can also do here is ask for changes. So, let's ask it to make some changes. Let's ask it to add an edit option. Let's send the prompt here. It's getting generated. It will take some time again. So, let's wait a bit. Okay, it's done. Let's look at it. Let's see if the edit works. Okay, it works fine. Now, the delete option also works correctly, which is very cool. So, you can also make changes and stuff. You can do all this for free, and it currently doesn't have any limits. But there may be some limits imposed in the future, because that's what happens after I cover something. Anyway, that's the hosted demo. But if you want to use it locally on your system, you can do that quite easily as well. Let me tell you how to do that. First, go to this GitHub page. Now, clone it onto your computer. Once done, navigate inside the directory. Now, run the npm install command. Once done, create a new .nv.local file. Now, open it up in VS Code. We'll need to enter the API keys here. You can get the Anthropic API key from Anthropic's site, while for the E2B API key, you'll need to register on E2B. Once you're registered, you'll find the API key there. They have a free tier, and you can create about 50 sandboxes with it for free. You can keep deleting and recycling the limit, which is fine, I guess. Anyway, once you've entered all the API keys, save it. Now, go back to the terminal. Let's run the npm run dev command, which should start the application. So, it's now running. Let's head over to port 3000. Okay, this looks very similar. Let's also generate an application here. Let's ask it to make a Minesweeper game. Okay, it's getting generated now. Let's wait for a bit. So, it's done. The preview looks pretty good, and seems to work fine as well. I mean, it's pretty good, and did what was asked for. The code also looks pretty good, which is great. You also get the deploy option here as well. Let's also check the refinement feature. Let's ask it to add a heading at the top, saying Sweep King. Let's send the prompt here. It's doing that. Let's wait a bit. Okay, it's done. As you can see, the heading is now added, which also looks pretty cool, and it works well. The code also looks fine, which is cool. So, that's how you can set it up locally. But the highlight here is the hosted demo, which is fully free to use by anyone. So, you can go ahead and generate some pretty great-looking applications for free without any apparent limits. Although I don't know for how long that will be, it's still pretty good and works fine. You can also do refinements and stuff, which is kind of cool. I don't have any complaints since it's free, and I hope it keeps getting better. So, go ahead and use it for free as long as it remains that way. The local option is also good. It is much more feature-rich than the original artifacts, and you can also change the system prompt and stuff, which makes it much more customizable if you use your own API keys and stuff. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below, or you can also consider taking up a membership on my channel through the Join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.